Imagine one day you're sitting at home and you get a phone call. Your mother, sister, or daughter for some has been sexually assaulted or is in an abusive relationship with her significant other. You think, this can't happen to me, not to someone that I love. I know this seems harsh, but reality is harsh. Today, I would like to bring your attention to a growing problem in our country: violent crimes against women. I would like to inform you of the types of violent crimes women face, the statistics regarding those crimes, the type of man who perpetrates these crimes against women, what a woman can do to prevent herself from falling victim, and what a woman can do if she does fall victim. There are two types of violent crimes that women face: domestic violence and sexual assault. First, I would like to talk about sexual assault. According to the Rape, Abuse, and Incest Network, 17.6% of women fall victim to sexual assault. That percentage alone is astounding, but when you break it down to a woman by woman basis, it's even more outrageous. 1 in 6 women will fall victim to sexual assault. Women also make up 90% of all reported rapes. This 90% includes different races and ethnic groups. American Indians have the highest rate of sexual assault at 34.1%. This is the blue bar representing American Indians. Whites and African Americans have a median rate of 17.7% whites, the orange bar, and 18.8% for African Americans, the yellow bar. The green bar represents Asian Island Pacificers at 6.8%. Along with a woman's ethnic group and race, her age can also play a role in her risk for becoming a victim. Women ages 16 to 34 are at the highest risk for becoming a victim of sexual assault. Girls ages 16 to 19 are at a higher risk than any other women in that age group. In college campuses across the country, 20% of girls, that's 1 in 5 girls, fall victim to sexual assault. Many times a sexual assault or rape occurs within 1 mile of the victim's home. This is because 66% of rape victims and 73% of sexual assault victims know their attacker. They are a friend, relative, or an acquaintance. The attacker is usually a white male who is 31 and married. Many times he is intoxicated. 11% of the time he uses a weapon. 6% of that 11% use a gun. 3% use a knife, and 2% use some other type of weapon. There are many things a woman can do to prevent herself from falling victim. First, she should never isolate herself. She should always be aware of her surroundings, and she should always walk with a purpose. If a woman is going to go out and drink, she should never become too inebriated to understand what is going on. She should also be aware of who comes in contact with her drink. That way it is not spiked. If a woman is assaulted, there are many late effects she can experience. She may become depressed, have higher alcohol and drug use. She may experience PTSD or suicidal thoughts. If a woman experiences one or more of these, she should contact Rape Crisis Counseling Services or Victim Services. Many times, these services will help a woman throughout the entire process of reporting a rape or sexual assault and going to court and prosecuting her attacker. Along with sexual assault, women experience domestic abuse. Domestic abuse is also called IPV, or intimate partner violence. Every year, 2 million women are injured because of domestic violence. 1,500 women are killed each year. Domestic violence is the #1 leading cause of death in women other than health-related problems. Women ages 20 to 24, represented by this red block, are at a higher risk of experiencing physical abuse by her partner. Women under the age of 24 are at a higher risk of being raped by her partner. As a woman's age increases, she is more likely to be attacked by the same partner. This is because she usually marries her attacker. According to William Cromie of Harvard, men who are in abusive relationships and are the abuser are usually self-centered, moody, easily excitable. There are several different types of domestic abuse a woman can experience. The first one is sexual coercion. This is where a man may force a woman to do sexual things that she is not comfortable with, like dressing sexually or provocatively. The next is sexual abuse. This is where a man may force a woman to do sexual acts she is not comfortable with. He may rape or touch her inappropriately. One misconception with this is that a husband cannot rape his wife. That is not true. A husband does not have a right to sleep with his wife. A woman can decide who she sleeps with whether she is married or not. Another form of abuse is physical abuse. This is where a man may hit, kick, punch, or push or harm a woman in any way. Another form of abuse is emotional abuse. This is where a man may scream, yell, or call a woman derogatory terms. Another form of emotional abuse is when a man threatens a woman, usually with her children. He will say, "If you don't do this, I'm going to prevent you from seeing your children." Another form of abuse is financial abuse. This is where the man controls all the money in the relationship. He basically gives the woman an allowance and tells her what she can do with the money, and he accounts for every penny that is given to her. One form of abuse that is overlooked is reproductive abuse. This is where the man controls all reproductive decisions in the relationship. He may poke holes in condoms, pour birth control down the sink, or force a woman to use birth control. He may also try to purposely impregnate a woman or decide whether she keeps a child or gives it up. If a woman is experiencing domestic abuse, there are several things she can do. She can leave her abuser, she can contact the police, or she can try and work it out with her partner. If a woman wants to leave her abuser, she should obtain a P.O. box so that her abuser does not have her address. She should also obtain an unlisted phone number, avoid her usual routes and places, and get a new bank account. If a woman wants to get the police involved, she will usually obtain a protective order. The problem with the protective order is that it is a piece of paper. First, the man must be served with the protective order for it to become effective. And the abuser cannot go to jail unless they violate the protective order, which usually results in a woman becoming abused. If a woman wants to try and work it out with her partner, they should communicate. Communication is key. They should explain to each other what their expectations are for the relationship, they should be open and honest, and they should support each other in their decisions. If a woman has questions about domestic abuse or thinks she is in an abusive relationship, she should contact womenlaw.org or the Domestic Violence Coalition. Today, I have informed you of the type of violent crimes women face, the statistics regarding those crimes, the type of men who perpetrate these crimes, what a woman can do to prevent falling victim to these crimes, and what a woman can do if she does fall victim. With past challenges annihilated, women can now face the challenges of domestic abuse and sexual assault. With new information, women can bring light to their abusive relationships. Someone once said, "A strong woman stands up for herself, but a stronger woman stands up for everyone else."